Alright, we are live here for a Blitz match between Tanitoluwa Adewumi and Dr. Durkenstein. And I must apologize, I had some microphone issues, so I couldn't introduce these players properly. But we'll do that as we watch this match. So I believe this should be the first round because the match was supposed to start just 3 minutes ago and it has started. And looking at this position, I think I'm not using the computer eval here, but I think it's still fairly balanced. I don't see a particular advantage for either side. Black has some potential on the king side if he can manage rook f7, rook g7 maybe. Okay, what are we doing here? Tani says, hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? Cool. Thank you. Wow, Tani on the attack, knight d5. Ooh, okay, he's losing the exchange. No, he has to play bishop takes d5. cd and knight f4. Still anyone's game here. I'm not so convinced about white's chances, even though, okay, it should be better for white, but and there you go, blunder already. He gives up his queen and loses the round. This goes to show, Tani, you might be a great puzzle rush player, but that doesn't mean you'll always play the best moves on the chessboard. It's a different skill. Tani, as you may know, is an excellent puzzle rush player and a puzzle battle player. And after this game, if I get the chance, I'll show you his progress there. And Dr. Durkenstein also is an excellent puzzle rush player. In 5 minutes, in fact, he's got a high score of, I think, 63 or 64 in 5 minute puzzle rush. That's insane. Though he says that he's extremely slow, or he's very slow, that's what he says, so he can't really get that high a score in 3 minutes, though he still manages maybe sometimes 51, 52, so he's still a really strong player. Oh my gosh, is this gonna be a perpetual? No, king g8 and he should be safe. Don't go king g6. What are you thinking about, Dr. D? Oh my god, are you serious? Well, that's not so good. King f7. I thought he would have gone rook g7 and g4 and some tactics, but now this is just easy. King e7 and there's nothing, just resigns. Let's see the start of this game. Dr. D began with his usual unusual way of playing the opening. Tani took the knight, saying, alright, thank you very much. But Dr. D goes on with his business and complicates the position. As you can see, it's not easy to defeat this opening, and Dr. D definitely knows what he's doing. Tani blundered that, or he would have had a decent position, I think maybe even an advantage there. But now he's just lost. And I think the only thing helping him is the clock. There is no increment, is there? Yeah, it doesn't look like there's an increment, so yeah, that's probably the reason why he's fighting on. But Dr. D is gonna play rook takes f4 check. Wordtwitch says, hi, is it possible for you to draw arrows as you watch and say the algebraic moves? Yeah, I'm sure there's a way I can do that, but this is so fast right now that I better focus on the actual game. And 12 seconds left for Dr. D. Is he gonna find a way? I think he'll just capture all of Black's pawns and make sure that he at least does not lose on time, and then he can proceed with checkmating his opponent. Yep. So 4 seconds left. Oh my god, this is unbelievable. Come on, Dr. D, 2 seconds left. You can do this. Queen check and mate. Oh, that's just with 1 second left. He delivers the finishing blow. Tani says no, but you blew it, my friend. That was your fault. 1-0. Why until checkmate, says Dr. D annoyingly. And Tani's like, yeah, well, I'm gonna flag you. And knight h3 from Dr. D saying, okay, kid, show me what you got. f4. Wow, I like this system. I like it. I mean, I'm no stranger to strange openings. So I definitely like Dr. D's stuff here. E takes D is not a move that I would have played. That's not my style. I would have probably played f5, but I guess Dr. D likes more fluidity around e4. I would have played f5 in that position. Alright. But Dr. D prefers to have some liquidity in the center from the looks of it. And Tani is trying to get a grip on e5, but he's let e4 loose for Dr. D's knight to come and sit there, and that's what Dr. D does. Knight e4, king h2, and g3 is somewhat weak, but alright. I don't see how Dr. D breaks through on the king side just yet. But he's not castled king side, so he might actually plan on castling queen side and then get these pawns rolling on the king side here. That might be an idea that Dr. D has in mind. Bishop c7. So yes, he's clearly eyeing this diagonal here. G4. Oh my god. That's and I must admit that I completely forgot that it's Tani who is playing black and Dr. D who is playing white. And how did that happen to me? I don't know. Maybe I'm too caught up with something else right now. I'm distracted by the comments in Twitch and so on. But Dr. D is playing white here. Tani is playing black. So that explains why some of the moves were a little strange, because I thought Dr. D would have gone for the bind with f5. But okay, I'm wrong. Knight e4. I think I like that knight on e4. And you can probably even trade on e5 now. Bishop takes e5 at some point, maybe. I don't know. Does that work? Because then your knight is permanently anchored on e4. And it's not easy to dislodge that unless you sacrifice an exchange for this knight. Queen e1 from Dr. D. He is protecting the pawn here. Bishop d6. Ooh, okay. Queen takes. At least he can castle now. c4, yeah, that's what I thought. And it's not so easy. Castles, and I think. Ooh, wow. He takes. Because, okay, I think he's going to go queen d5. And then line up against this king here. Or does he have something else, Dr. D? Rook b1 maybe? I don't know. If knight takes c4, then queen d5. And yeah, rook b1, but can't he just play b5 here? That's what I'm gonna guess. Let's see, okay. b5 indeed, yeah, and unless white does something really fast here, I think this is black's game, because he's up a pawn. He's got the nice square d5. His knight is still pretty strong on e4, even though it's not protected. I don't see a way for white to do anything about it immediately. KG Meyer is watching, says queen b1 instead of rook b1. Aha! That could have been a possibility. But we would still probably have queen d5. After queen b1. I'm trying to figure out here how to set the title of this stream. I'm still pretty new to Twitch. Yeah, engaging my says, please focus on your game, Tani. Don't be involved in the chat, because I think that's probably why he lost that first game, being too distracted with the chat and telling me what to do, and then he forgot about his own queen. He says, no way. He's watching. Hey Ash, you shouldn't be watching this commentary, because now you're getting tips from me as I'm giving you my expert advice, expert national master advice. Okay, but this kid, okay, he's not yet a master, but it seems to me that it's only a matter of time that he will be, considering how rapidly he's made progress in Puzzle Battle, for example. A couple of months ago, I think it was in April, I played a Puzzle Battle against him for the first time, I think. At that time he was rated maybe 2400 or 2500, and I beat him easily. And I recognized his profile picture. I'm like, yeah, this is the same guy who won that New York pre-K championship, something like that. So I was pretty happy. I was like, yeah, beat him when they're young. And 3 months from then, he's already at the top of the of the ratings in puzzle battle. So he's already beating me now. Not always though. I also beat him sometimes, so that's good. It's fun to beat 9-year-olds. Oh my gosh, Dr. D is about to flag in this game, and he's not got anything in the position. He's got 18 seconds left. I think this game is Tani's to win, really. He's probably just gonna, even if he doesn't win it on the board, he's just gonna flag Dr. D easily in this game because there's no increment. Knight f4, queen d6, and nothing Dr. D can do. Knight h5 maybe, but then knight, well, d4, c3, pawns are easily protected. b3, and Dr. D sacrifices an exchange, but that's not gonna do anything. And should be resigned soon. Queen takes h4, and it's over. It's just over, and it's game over. So 1-1. All right, next game, round 3. So Dr. D, as you can see, his rating on chess.com is 2162. We don't really know who Dr. D is. He prefers to keep his identity secret. If you visit his profile, you'll see lots of guesses about who he is, and a lot of people think he's Magnus. Because apparently Magnus at some point used an account named Dr. Durkenstein or something of that nature. But if he were Magnus, he would not be losing games like this. So he's clearly not Magnus, or he may be Magnus just pretending to be a weak player. I don't know. And so he plays his unusual opening: knight a6, knight c7, and now, honestly, I don't know what that knight's doing on c7. To be honest, I've played a lot of dubious openings, but I don't yet see the point of that knight on c7. Castles. I think Dr. D should watch his clock, because that's gonna be a challenge for him in this Blitz match, because as he himself admits, he is not a fast player, so he's not fast with the mouse, so he's got to watch his time. So bishop takes, and I think Tani has a reasonable position here, though I don't see any immediate breakthroughs for white here, and black is gonna have some counterplay with b5 and b4. f4, okay. Yeah, he's rerouting the knight, which makes a lot of sense. Knight d6 maybe next. Queen a4. Wow. I did not expect that move. a6, of course. It's kind of a waste of a move, isn't it? Queen a4. He was aiming for this knight here if this knight moved, but it simply defends, and that's not a problem. But anyway, white still has a reasonable position, although Dr. D has nicely maneuvered his knight now to jump to e4, though he's got to watch for this pin on his knight, so he gets rid of that with queen c7, and now he's ready to jump in with knight e4. Tani's got his rooks on the e file, but unless he can maybe sack on g6 and play rook e6, I don't see how his rooks are effective just yet. g4 is a double-edged move, because now you've opened up your own king side, and the knight's firmly placed on e4, and your f4 pawn is weak, so your knight can't move. and he goes f5, which he has to try. Well, I think they'll just take, and he takes, and what does he have? Not so sure. Takes f6. Oh wow, piece sack. What just happened there? f5, gf, f6, rook g2. Wow, piece sack. Interesting. But I don't see what white has gained here, because it seems like a bluff to me. I just don't see the point. I mean, okay, fine, yeah, rook f7. And where is the killer blow? There is none. The queen is, yeah, he's resigned. The queen is completely misplaced here, and there is no attack. So Tani learning some lessons from the doctor here, and he's gonna play his strange openings, knight h3. He calls them trash openings. He calls himself the professor of trash chess. And so Tani trying some trash himself with h5 and h4. Trying to maybe throw the professor off. Oh, bishop h3. I hate that move. I absolutely hate that move. Why would you give up that bishop like that? It just does not make any sense. Rook h3, of course. I mean, I would play rook h3, but Dr. D... What? Oh my god! That's amazing. But bishop d7 and rook h8 has the kid... Oh, did he miss it? He missed it! Oh my god. But they both missed it. You guys aren't you guys really good at puzzle battle? Like, or am I missing something? What's going on? Because in this position, yeah, now this is gonna be difficult, but I'll show this game afterwards if I can. But in this position, I thought white could just go bishop d7 check and then grab this rook. And what am I missing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, they missed it. They both missed it. Of course, the point here was if bishop takes queen, then he would have taken the rook on h1 and then takes... Well, it was actually checkmate. So anyway, the game goes like this. Takes bishop h3, knight c3, knight d7, d4, g6, bishop f4. I like white's position. I don't like black at all here. The only thing black's got going for himself is the queen on h3. Maybe he goes queen h2 and tickles this pawn here. What is this asking me if I'm still here? I'm still here. I'm always here. Bishop h6, I like that. Bishop h6 is good. And Dr. D's got 3:30. Okay, so he still has got a reasonable amount of time. I would just trade on h6 and then play e3. Yep, that's what I would do. And then it's still white's game, really. Black has to worry about his own f7 weakness. He probably is going to play e5, but then that doesn't help f7 at all. He just long castles. And black is in trouble. What is Dr. D thinking? Maybe he's thinking about d5. Yeah, but long castle makes so much sense. Because white has a lead in development. Black is not yet castled. And he cannot yet castle because of f7. And now he plays rook d8. Yikes. I don't like that move at all. Takes on e5, takes, rook takes, king takes, queen d4 check, knight what? F to d7? Maybe. That doesn't seem right. Rook takes d8 check, king takes d8. Maybe he just survives. Queen d4, knight d7, and he survives, surprisingly. d5 is Gejimayu's suggestion. I don't see why that can't work, but ooh, queen b3. Okay, he's hitting b7, not a bad plan. Okay. E takes d and then rook takes d4, of course. Tani is in trouble unless he can find a way. Maybe knight c5. Maybe knight c5 works. Knight c5. Trade off the rook. No, but knight c5, rook takes d8 check, and then f7's falling. And he can't get his tactics going, Tani. I still don't like what he did there with bishop takes h3. That was a horrible decision, because this bishop is so strong now in this position. Queen h2, okay. That's a good try. Let's put the doctor under some pressure. This bishop on this open board, especially with this b7, c6, light squared, well, pawns on light squares, it's these are targets for this bishop. And if they want to protect themselves, they got to move ahead, but then once you move a pawn, you also create another type of weakness. So white's still in a reasonable position, although Tani, I think, has survived the worst here. And maybe he could play knight e5 here, attack this guy with tempo, trade off the rooks, and then I think white's advantage is somewhat diminished. Yes, he goes knight e5. Dr. D will probably trade on d8. I mean, he should. Or what is he going to do with the bishop? I mean, he doesn't... Okay, he doesn't have to trade, but maybe he fancies having an isolated pawn here and doing something like d5 later on. So can't say what Dr. D is thinking, but he should be watching his clock, because it's close to 1 minute left for him, and he does not want to get into time pressure. Not against Tani, because Tani moves extremely fast, as is evident in his puzzle battle prowess. He's managed to get 50 in 2 minutes from what I've heard. I haven't seen it myself, but I believe it. And I haven't yet managed 50 in 3 minutes. So he's that quick in with his mouse work. So Gejimayu says, I saw him solving 34 in the first minute. Yeah, that's pretty fast. I think that's like Jimis level fast, or even more. I don't know how fast Jimis is. And look at this, queen takes f2. Wow, nice tactic. Because now if queen takes queen, then knight d3 check, and then grabs the queen. So knight e2 is a sad move. Queen takes e3, and it's within no time Dr. D has lost the game, because just one tactical mistake, and sometimes that's enough to destroy all of your positional trumps and all these kind of things. And 4 seconds left. It's clearly a lost cause now, and it's over. g5. I should copy this game good game, says Tani. It was a bad opening blunder as far as I'm concerned. If I can maybe see some analysis here and show lines here. Bishop h3 was clearly wrong, as the computer also agrees, and rook h3 should have been played, but queen c8 was horrible. It was bishop d7 would have won the game, but anyway. Okay. Let's see, I thought they were going to play one more game. Are we playing one more game, guys? Live chess. Oh, I should. Did I lose him? Or are they playing puzzle battle? What's going on, guys? Okay, so they're not gonna play another live game. One more game, says Tani. Okay. I'm ready to watch it, but the game has not started yet. Looks like the players are taking a short break here because the game has not yet started, as far as I know. Tani says there's gonna be one more game, and here it is. Okay. So Tani gets white in his last game. Dr. T goes knight a6 and Tani goes a4. I'm not sure what that move is, Tani. I think he's trying to say that, hey, I can also play trash chess, and it's not just you. Okay. I think that's the point he was trying to make with a4. Okay, that's just my guess. Who knows what a 9-year-old thinks. But this is some sort of a Caro-Kann defense with the knight oddly placed on c7. And obviously Dr. D understands these structures better than I do. As far as I know, Dr. D at one point was a 2200 rated player, FIDE rated player. So obviously he is pretty strong, um, but he's not kept in touch with the game as much since that time, as that's what I hear. Um, but he still enjoys the beauty of the game. He enjoys solving chess puzzles. He's extremely good at some of the more difficult puzzles, and he he likes collecting beautiful chess puzzles. Tani, on the other hand, is an upcoming youngster. He he is already quite famous in the chess world. He has a book called My Name is Tani and I Believe in Miracles, which tells his story of how he um, escaped persecution in Nigeria and came to the US, and now he won the New York, I think it's called the Pre-K or K8 championship, and he's making steady progress, and which uh, I'm interested to see how soon he gets to master level. He's clearly not there yet, as you can see from his rating. It's 2132, and that's not USCF. That's just chess.com. Tani's chess USCF rating, he says, is 2059. So he's still got quite a bit of progress to make to get to master level. Master level is like 2200. So that's 150 points, which is a lot in chess. But at this age, he's got a lot of time. He does not have as many distractions in life, so I'm pretty sure he can quickly get to master level. Okay, so last game here before we go into puzzle battle, and so far it looks like a reasonable position for, I would say, Tani, because he's got a lead in development. Now he's got to find a way to make something out of it. C4 is an extremely cunning move from Dr. D, keeping lines closed because he knows that he is lacking in development, so he cannot play a move like C takes D4 and open lines. So he keeps things close, and I think Tani's best chance might actually just be knight C5, sacrifice a pawn but get lines open, but he refuses to do that. And now Dr. D is just going to settle on D5 with his knight sooner or later, and he does it sooner than later. And then he has a reasonable position though. After knight E4, White has somewhat of a reasonable position himself, but I'm not so convinced about White's position anymore, because the knight on D5 is firmly placed, and B3. Wow, what is that? Really, B3? Because can't he just go C3? What's wrong with C3? And you give him a pass pawn like that? Wow. Well, I would just play C3 without even thinking, because to me that's just like such a huge advantage to have this kind of a passed pawn, and you can even protect it with B4, and that's something I would just do without even thinking. So I'm not sure what Dr. D is considering in this position. Maybe he's looking at moves like knight B4, trying to get some kind of tactic going. Maybe knight B4 and then C3 and then C2, but yeah, C3 makes a lot of sense. Knight E4. Not sure why Tani is thinking. Like, what is he thinking? Where is he gonna put that knight? Yeah, knight E4. And bishop B4. Okay, he had to move that bishop somewhere, so he moves it to B4. and avoiding any trades with this bishop. Rook a6, okay, he's trying to infiltrate on the a file. Dr. D's got to watch his clock, because castles, you have to move, Dr. D. You can't wait, you can't think in this position. The move is pretty automatic. You got a castle. I just don't see another move. Yeah, you just wasted 15 seconds on that. That's not cool. It's a blitz game. And rook f to a1. What are you thinking, Nani? g4. Wow. g4. My God. What the hell is that? And queen c1. Okay, he's trying to maybe play bishop f6 or something of that nature, but Dr. D thus far playing cautiously, and Tani now going for h4. So yeah, he's clearly trying to mate white in this position, and I think that's a reasonable idea. Dr. D's got to find something fast, and he does with c2, but now I'm not so sure about this pawn, because can't he play rook a2 and go after him? h5, okay. Knight has to flee to e7. Dr. D is burning time. I don't like this. Dr. D, 50 seconds. Come on, move. Move. You don't have time. Move, Dr. D. Oh my God, he's gonna flag. This is gonna flag. 8-6 is a terrible move. I don't like it. It's just bishop takes 8-6. Yeah. Bishop takes 8-6. That's just, it's just not cool at all. Well, you gotta take now. g8-6. Oh, come on. What's happening? Queen g5 now. Queen g5, and is it over? Bishop g7. Alright, okay, that works. I'm sure that works. Queen g5, but he probably goes for knight g6. I mean, he has to go for knight g6. King h7. Interesting. Aha. This is a puzzle rush type of position, but let's see if Tani can find a solution. I don't like that move. 8-6, rook g8. Yeah, rook g8, and it's not happening for Tani. Knight takes knight, queen takes, and rook takes g4 check. Come on, Dr. D. Oh my God, he's gonna flag. Oh my God, what is he doing? Knight g5, rook c1, rook takes knight g5. King takes 8-6. Come on. Oh, you're gonna flag. He's gonna flag. That's so bad. That's so bad. I mean, f7, rook f7. Now it's all gone. It's over. Oh boy. That's not cool. Clearly winning position. Bishop 8-6 was correct. Or was it? 8-6, bishop 8-6, and even now, if with a move like queen b7, the computer thinks black was completely winning. Bishop g7 was unnecessary. Yeah, I was thinking of queen g5 here, and that could have been better, but he played bishop g7 anyway. Whoops. Wait, what? Oh, come on, really? Here, c4, yeah, he should have gone knight c5, even though The computer thinks black is doing well in this position, so okay. 92, 95, and c3 is fine. Bishop b4, rook a6 castles, rook f to a1, but g4, okay. Knight e7, queen c1, knight g6. I want to see that position where h6 was clearly bad, but there was nothing here for white. There was nothing here. 6, rook g8, yeah, there was nothing. I couldn't see anything myself. Knight f6 takes, and rook takes g4. I don't know why he didn't play rook takes g4. He played rook f8, rook c1, and even now rook takes g4 was so clearly winning. So anyway, a good blitz match between Dr. D and Tani, and I believe we're now going to see some puzzle battles. So I should be watching this to just. So let me show you what their ratings are right now. So if I check my friends, Tani is already on 3144. So if you see the global ratings, he is already number 4 in the world in terms of rating. So he's pretty good. And Dr. D is not too far behind. Dr. D is at one point he was 2900 something, but maybe he slipped in the ratings. So let's see where Dr. D is. Dr. D should be somewhere around here. Dr. D is 2882, so he's still up there. So this will be interesting to watch, because I expect Tani to win this, but I also think Dr. D is not an easy opponent to beat. So despite his slowness, as he says, he still manages to sometimes get 50 plus in 3-minute puzzle battles. So he is certainly not an easy opponent. Tani says his highest rating is 3,206, which is an extremely high rating. In terms of global ratings, he would have been second in that case, just after the world champion himself. Although Jimis, even though his rating is only 3,000, is clearly much higher rated than his rating shows. Because I'm not sure how Jimis plays, but I guess he loses a lot of rating points because he's careless, or is because he is not playing as though he's playing for the championship. So I expect Jimis to be somewhere around here. So the battle should be starting at any point, and here we go. I need to adjust my webcam here so that I don't alright. And Tani is in the lead as expected. Dr. D is slowly but surely solving the puzzles, so let's see. Queen takes and takes. I'll do a review of some of the puzzles that they missed, or the other puzzles that I think are interesting. That should be after this, but right now we're just going to watch the live action and see how they do and what their scores are. So already Tani on 39, Dr. D has missed one. I think this is Tani's game to lose. rook. Yep. Dr. D is Tani's on 45 already with almost a minute left. 46, 47. Wow. Should be turned. Check and wins it. Check. Dr. D's catching up now. 42. And this is where it gets interesting because Dr. D is so good at some of the more difficult puzzles that while Tani is now thinking and seeing this puzzle probably for the first time, Dr. D is playing them from memory because he's solved so many. He told me he has solved maybe 85,000 of the higher ranked puzzles, and that explains it. But now he's not going to win this one because Tani is already at 52 and Dr. D can't score those many with just 5 seconds left, and this is going to be Tani's battle. Tani wins round 1. Let's see, I'll mark these for review later, see why they missed it. Let's follow Tani and see if it auto refreshes. Rook 8-7, takes, rook d8, queen 8-7 and mate, knight f5, takes, queen h4 and mate, bishop e3. It's it's impossible to do commentary on this while it's being played out at such a good speed. So right now I'm just enjoying it. Although I see what they're doing on the board, but it's hard to see it and also comment on what's happening. But Tani taking the lead as usual. Let's see if he can get to his record of 34 in the first minute. And so he's already at 30 in the first minute here. F6, queen g7, yes, queen a5, queen c3. And look at how quick that was, queen a5, queen c3. Even before you saw it coming, it was made on the board, so that's how fast he plays. And, oh, he misses one. But Dr. D's also missed one, so that's not good for Dr. D. Check and. Whoa, mouse slip. I'm pretty sure he mouse slipped on that one. Now this is dangerous because Tani's got to be careful. One more slip and it's game over. And Dr. D is catching up, so I hope Tani has learned this one because he failed this one against me last time. I remember him failing this one. Has he learned it? Has he learned it? And he has. Awesome. D6, king B6, king A6. Yep. Takes in here. Knight C6. This is not easy. Knight C6. And take 6. Yeah. Beautiful. I don't see Dr. D winning this one. Because Dr. D is, as his profile pic says, speed limit very, very slow. And it's showing here. Although, okay, he's catching up. And Tani is stuck on this one. Tani doesn't know the solution. And Tani is probably just looking at Dr. D's screen and begging for mercy. Be like, don't solve them, please. Please don't solve him. And he's going to win because Dr. D is stuck on this one and can't solve it in time. And Tani wins the second round also. 51-47, similar score to the previous one. I'm going to open up these puzzles that they missed. But that was close. Tani says, I got it correct, lucky guess. I don't know which one he got correct, but he guessed one, and he got it right. Maybe the one that he was really stuck on. Takes, check and mate. Whoa, mouse slip, was it? Takes check and takes the bishop. Yep, bishop h6 and mate on h7. Check and perpetual, takes and check and wins. Rook g8, rook h2. Yes, queen d8 and hg6. Too easy. Takes. Well, Tani is not breaking his record on this one. 25, 26, 27 in the first minute. I mean, that's extremely fast, but that's normal for Tani. So it's scary how fast he is. Queen h4 takes. d2, queen h5. Takes the queen and then g4. Queen b8, bishop d4, and queen d6, that's right. Check. Wow, that was good. This is easy, rook c1, and pawn just goes through. Knight takes e6, queen c5. c4 and grabs the bishop. f6 and knight f5. And Dr. D's missed one. Knight d4 takes, and Tani's got 45 in the first minute, and it's clearly his game to win here because Dr. D is already down 2 puzzles, and I just don't see him catching up in this round. Tani's got one more puzzle left. Dr. D is 5 puzzles away, but that's a long, there's a large number of puzzles to solve. 3 puzzles away, can he do it? Wow, 2 puzzles away, can he do it? 1 more, oh my god, that's amazing. Dr. D, can you do it? King h8, oh, he did it, oh my god, wow. He drew the battle. Wow, Dr. D against all odds. Incredible comeback. And he almost would have won it. Tani playing safe there. He didn't guess the puzzle. If he had guessed it, he would have lost and he would have crashed on 48, and Dr. D would have actually won that one. So safe move by Tani, but he was begging for mercy. Kid was scared. Yeah, kid was scared for a second. Yeah, Dr. D is pretty amazing. I wonder when we'll have the kind of technology where you can make these moves just as fast as you can think them, because then you don't have to worry about, mouse speed and mouse slips and all these kind of things. So it'll be purely a battle of the brains and nothing else, not your hand speed or how skilled you are with the mouse and so on. Hopefully in my lifetime. Because if we had that, I don't know, maybe Dr. D would have easily beaten Tani in some of these battles. But as you can see, he's not as quick with mouse. In fact, he does not use a mouse. He uses a touchpad, from what I know. And for a touchpad, I think that's still a reasonable speed. Dr. D has missed 2. Well, and Tani's missed 1. Okay. Rook check and wins. Bishop takes and knight h6. Queen a3. Bishop e4 maybe. Bishop e4 looks good to me. Then bishop d3. Hey, maybe he's listening. I shouldn't be giving hints here. Maybe he got that from me. Rook a5 and Dr. D has crashed. What? I thought there was queen f8 in that position. I could be wrong. I think rook g6 is a move here, is that? Rook g6, is that a move? No. Knight h4. Oh, okay. Tani wins that one rather easily. And last round coming up. Tani says, I'm not listening to you. Okay, then how do you know I even talked about it? Gotcha, kid. I should confuse him. I should confuse Tani with wrong moves. And let's see if he plays those moves then. He clearly got that one from me. Bishop e4. I told him, and immediately then he played that move. Now he says he knew that. Now he says in the chat he knew that. I was going to play that, I promise. Okay. If you promise, then I believe you. Alright, maybe next round coming up. I think last one. I'm not going to swear. I'm a true Christian. God saw me. Oh wow, thanks, man. I believe you. I'm not accusing you of cheating. I believe you, man. Don't take my jokes too personally. Sometimes I'm extremely sarcastic. Not in a stinging or rude way, but in a joking way, if it's even possible. But you get what I mean. Gone and 20 seconds left in the first minute, but Tani is stuck on this one. Knight e1. It took a long time on that one. Knight h4 takes. That was too fast for me to process. Rook b1 and rook b5 and wins. Ooh, he doesn't see it. He does not see it. And now he does. Maybe he's listening, maybe he's not, I don't know. Wow, Dr. D has caught up. I'm really rooting for Dr. D in this round because I want him to win at least one. He drew that one really well. Tani has won the match, but Dr. D should at least win one because he is a good player, and I hate to see him not being able to pull a 50 or 51, which he's able to do at times in puzzle battle. And he's close here, so this could go all the way down to the last second. I think this is Dr. D's game because Dr. D is pretty good when the puzzles get more and more difficult. Tani is stuck on this one. And he finds queen takes e3. Dr. D has missed one. 43-42, anyone's game here. Endgame puzzle. And Tani solves that one. And so does Dr. D. 46-45, 47-45. Tani's got 48. Can Dr. D catch up? Doesn't look like he can. No, he's stuck. He is stuck, and that will be it. So great match, great performance by Tani. And a decent performance by Dr. D, I must say. He did not play badly. It's just that some puzzles were a bit difficult, so it was not feasible for him to get to 50 plus scores, which he can deliver at times. So I think that was a good battle. Oh, they're gonna play more. Okay, I thought we had 5 battles already, and that was gonna be it. But if they want to play more, sure, I'll enjoy them. Check. Although I didn't get to capture some of the puzzles in the last one because I thought it was gonna be the last one. Takes and wins. Check, takes. Queen d6, check, and wins. Hg. Bishop h3, and the queen is lost. Queen h5. Takes the queen and takes the bishop. Knight h7 and bishop g6 and wins the queen. Queen h4, check, and rook g4 wins the queen. Queen 8 and queen h8 wins. Rook f7, rook h8. Yes, queen. Whoa! What the hell was that? Oof. That was a really strange miss by Tani. I'm not sure what he was thinking. Bishop e6. I thought that's what he played. Really odd. Bishop f4 is correct, yeah. He's got a lead of 9. G5, pretty nice. Takes and check and wins. King g5, rook e8 and wins. Okay, so Tani is stuck on this one, but looks like he's gonna find the answer. Rook h1 and wins that one, yeah. This one's not easy either. Oh, the queen was hanging. Oh my god. Oh boy. Whoa. Oh well, he's gonna win. 50. There's no way Dr. D solving 5 in 5 seconds. And Dr. D crashes on 46. I mean, not bad. 46 is a great score. Tani's got some good scores in this match. He's been pretty consistent. Tani says it is 10 games of puzzle battles. I see. I thought it was going to be 5 games of Blitz and 5 games of battle. But it's going to be 10. So we're going to see a few more here. Tani winning every game except for the one draw. Queen takes, and check and takes. Check and takes. F6 takes. Too fast. Not easy to do commentary. So 25. Yeah, he's not gonna break his record here. Takes 6, queen f4, takes and rook f8. Dr. D's missed one. Let's see, 4, queen, rook b8 first, and then queen e4. Yeah, queen e3. Whoa, what happened there? Maybe mouse slipped. I don't know. Rook f4. I know the answer, yeah, but I was not gonna say it out loud because I wanted Tani to solve that one. Takes and takes, yeah. So now he's got to worry about rook a7, so he takes care of that. Dr. D misses another one. Takes, check and takes and wins. Yeah. Dr. D has crashed and Tani wins that one. Rook d3, queen takes d8, and he's threatening mate. Whoa, rook, okay, he was running out of time, so he just threw the rook on b2. Okay. That was a nice tactic. G3, G2, and goes through. Bishop F3 takes. Bishop C5. Takes and mate. And C5, queen F4 and mate. Dr. D has kept good pace in this round. There's 3 puzzles behind. And he needs Tani to make a mistake or two or slow down for a puzzle that he's not seen before, or he's not able to solve immediately. But if Tani keeps going with this pace, I don't see Dr. D winning any round here. Although Dr. D has got, he's kept a little bit in touch, but 9 puzzles is still a lot of puzzles. So Tani keeps going at his pace. It's extremely hard to catch up, but Tani misses one, and might just give Dr. D a chance. Check. That was too fast to process. Oh, Tani missed another one. And he's thinking hard about this one. Wow. This one's not easy, I can tell you. I've solved this one before, so it's easy for me to say I see the solution, but Tani finds it. Wow, Dr. D is on 48 already. My gosh. Tani crashes and Dr. D is gonna win. Oh my gosh. I just didn't see that coming at all. I was too focused on Tani's game, and Dr. D finally showing his prowess. And whoa, did he miss that one? Really? He missed that one. I thought that was Dr. D's, that was piece of cake for Dr. D, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, Dr. D missed that one. But he's got 50. He's won a battle against this 9-year-old kid, and that should give him a good sleep tonight, knowing that he beat this kid who has rapidly made a lot of progress and stormed the chess world with his puzzle battle prowess. So the doctor will sleep well tonight. Tani says my mouse is trash. 2 slips. Are you kidding me? Well, that's the price you pay for trying to play too fast. I mean, I can play fast, but then I risk making a mouse slip. So no risk, no reward, right? You take the risk, you get the reward, and then occasionally you get the mouse slip. And that's just how it works. Dr. D misses one. Bishop f7 and check and takes and wins. And check and g1 takes and wins. Whoa, mouse slip. Dr. D misses another one. He almost got, well, not all, well, he also is almost close to 50 in a minute, but now he slowed down considerably, and Dr. D is slowly catching up. Oh, come on, Dr. D. Yeah, that's an easy one for you. Come on, Dr. D. 45. Tani is stuck on this one. Dr. D is on 46. Tani's gonna win this. There's no way you can solve 5 puzzles in 3 seconds. And he wins. Dr. D played well, 52-48. That was a good performance. But Tani has kept his 50s going. And that's gonna be hard for anyone really to come back from. If you're lagging 10 puzzles, then it's hard to get to 50. And wow, he misses one already. Is that a mouse slip or is that a genuine miss? Well, it looks like a slip to me. He's stuck on this one. B7, Queen G4. Rook F3, nice tactic. Knight H4, Knight G6. These puzzles become second nature to you once you solve them over and over dozens of times, which is what Tani, I'm sure, has done. He's got hours to train every day, and so he uses that to his advantage. But he's got mouse speed on his side too. That's more than the time that he has to train. I think having a good mouse speed is definitely a huge plus in this format, because if you're saving even a couple of 100 milliseconds every puzzle, then over the course of 50 puzzles, that's going to add up and save you maybe, I don't know, 20-30 seconds. They give you extra 20 or 30 seconds over your opponent, which is probably what's happening here with Dr. D. Tani is gaining extra time to solve some of the more difficult puzzles, but Dr. D's advantage is that he already has solved the more difficult puzzles, so he's catching up. But is that gonna be enough? 46. I don't think so. Wow, 49, 47, that was close, but not close enough to win or even draw. At this point, I should say that both these players are a match for pretty much any grandmaster in the world. because this is not regular chess. This is puzzle battle, and if you're not familiar with some of the deep tactics in some of these puzzles, even though you may be a grandmaster and you can figure them out over the board, you would still not catch up with these players because they have put in the effort to study those puzzles already. So I would not be surprised, for example, if Tani beats Hikaru in puzzle battle. I think he starts off as the favorite easily. And even Dr. D, for that matter, I think that Dr. D would give Hikaru a run for his money in puzzle battle. And I don't know where the world champion is hiding. He's not, as far as I know, he doesn't play puzzle battle, so I don't know what his performance could be like if he plays puzzle battle. Because of course, puzzle battle tests your ability for tactics in general, but also specific tactics. So you can't beat that. So this is very interesting. Now Tani has crashed on 49. Can Dr. D pull a victory here? And he does. Wow, that's amazing. 49, and he wins on tiebreak because he only failed the one puzzle, whereas Tani failed 3. Amazing comeback by the doctor. And I think someone told me today that Hikaru's top score is 49 in puzzle battle. And as you can see, Dr. D already scored 49 here. And he's getting 46, 48, 49 and these kind of scores consistently, whereas Hikaru's top score is 49. So I think Dr. D would easily, not easily, but he would definitely be a favorite in a match with someone like Hikaru. So yeah, this is an interesting dynamic in the chess world, because now you've got the regular chess and regular chess world champions, but now you also have puzzle battle world champion. Right now there's only one, Ray Robson, who won last year. These guys are clearly in the top 50, and Tani is probably in the top 10 right now. So it'll be interesting to see how it all shapes in the coming few months or years. Glad to be watching this unfold live before my eyes. So I'm pretty decent in puzzle battle myself. I'm getting up there. I have my own battles with Tani, and he wins maybe 60% of them, 70% of them, but I also win a few, so I'm getting up there too. So yeah, it'll be nice to see how we do a couple of weeks or months from now. Dr. D says, are there 10 games by now? Probably. I didn't keep score.